Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Okay, let's get into the review. Hello and welcome. Today we are inside of a 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. This is a top trim model. I would like to thank Hyundai of Newport, located in Newport, Rhode Island, for allowing me to review this vehicle. Check their link out down in the description below. Alright, so this Hyundai Santa Fe, it actually bridges a gap between a small SUV and midsize SUV. So this has 2 rows only and has seating for 5. This is an all-wheel drive model powered by Hyundai's H-Track system, finished in black. This comes in at a gross weight of about 5,400 pounds and tested is about $45,000. This is powered by a 2.5-liter inline turbo 4-cylinder, producing 277 horsepower along with 311 pound-feet of torque. This is the top engine, and there is also a smaller non-turbo 4-cylinder, as well as a plug-in hybrid option available for this model. This is mated with an 8-speed shiftable automatic, achieving 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway, combined being 24 miles per gallon. This vehicle does sit on 20-inch alloy wheels, and they are on 255 tires. I think they look great, and they have a similar pattern to antimony, the mineral, if any of you are familiar with how that looks. There are also ventilated front brakes and solid ones in the rear. This does have a tow hitch available, and it can tow up to 3,500 pounds. For safety features, this does have blind spot monitoring, forward collision alert with braking and avoidance, rear cross traffic alert, and auto high beams. There are 8.2 inches of ground clearance available in this vehicle, and it does also come with trailer sway control to help with towing. You do get LED lights in the front and the rear, a nice Santa Fe badge in the rear. Unfortunately, no calligraphy badge, which would be nice considering you want to show off that you bought the top trim Hyundai. But you also do get your turn signal in the bumper, which is a bit interesting, in the rear. A lot of Kias and Hyundais have been doing that of late. Alright, so for my thoughts on this vehicle, in the front it looks somewhat similar to a lot of the new Hyundais. I think it looks pretty good with a nice geometric grille and some nice LED headlights. And these running lights, they actually continue right there. They're all LED, and they seem to like cut through the metalwork, which I think looks really cool. Some great chrome trim, not overdone. A lot of chrome delete is present on this, and I think it looks good. Over on the side, you get some very nice, smooth, rounded door handles, and they do have proximity sensors right there. You have an easy open fuel cap, which is nice. Traditional cap inside, but the fuel door is easy to open. There you get your Santa Fe badge. Right down here is actually going to be where your blinkers are, so that's interesting. You do get your H-Track badge and your 2.5T. And here's your exhaust. On the side here, you do get some pretty simple lines, but I think it looks pretty good here. It looks proportionate. Once again, the wheels. And if you hop up top here, you do get some roof runners. Those are some chrome finished ones. And all of this right here is a double pane panoramic sunroof. Looks great. You also do get blind spot monitoring right there in the mirrors and your turn signal indicators. On your key fob here, you do get a power lift gate, lock, unlock, and a horn panic button. And you also get remote start right there. But these 2 buttons here, P forwards and P rear, pushing P, will actually allow you to move this car. Similar to how Tesla Summon works, where you can actually, in this car, it will not steer or come towards you in that way, but you can actually hold this and it would move forwards. Like I am standing outside now, it would move forwards maybe, or backwards, in or out of a tight parking space, or in or out of a garage. It's a very nice feature to see, and it's definitely a lower end car to have this. It's very impressive. And let's have a look inside. Alright, so on the inside of the Santa Fe Calligraphy, you do have a full power driver's seat as well as passenger seat. So you get lumbar support here, you also get your typical tilt functions, and right here you actually get some leg and thigh bolsters that come up or down, which is nice to see. On the door panel here, you do have a little chrome insert stating that you do have a Harman Kardon audio system in here. Sounds very good. The driver's seat is also memory with 2 settings right there. You get your typical door controls. You get your power windows, power locks, child lock, and your power mirror controls. And also, you do get some pretty nice padding through here, a little bit down the door, and up here is padded with a nice little carbon-esque plastic strip running through there with your nice chrome door handle. However, right here, all this is hard plastic. I'm very surprised. This is a high trim car. This is the top trim car. I wish I had a little bit more padding right there. So, sitting inside of this Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy, the first thing you notice, you get a very nice meaty steering wheel. It is some nice perforated wrapped leather along with some solid leather on the top and bottom. Feels very good in the hand with some solid bolsters at 10 and 2. You do get paddles on the back of this. They feel pretty good and they're pretty large to use. However, in the center here is just a little bit of cheap plastic. I'm surprised they didn't continue a little bit more of a luxurious material into there. You get some simple chrome accents here and the chrome buttons, satin finish buttons. And also you get your typical controls, your voice and volume seek settings over there. And you also get your cruise control settings over here, as well as lane departure warning. This is a heated steering wheel, and you can control that like so. To the left of that, you get your light controls, so you can adjust the brightness of your fully digital gauge. And you get your lane departure warning, your power lift gate button, traction off, and an electronic parking brake down there. For your center gauge cluster, it is fully digital, as I stated. And it is pretty cool looking. You can configure it a few different ways. So if you look over here in the center, you have your drive mode. So we are currently in comfort. If you swap it over to sport, it will change dramatically to get a nice carbon fiber background and some nice red coloring. I like it. Also in snow mode, it'll go back to the more traditional. And then one more, you can actually go the other way and go to smart. And that'll help you be more economic in your fuel economy and such. You also do get a rear diff lock in here, which is very cool to have. Next to that, you do get your shifter. This is a push button shifter. So if you push this, you are now in reverse. You get your backup camera. You get a 360 camera, which is nice. You can actually zoom even in or out a little bit, which is interesting. And you also do get a rear camera with moving tracking lines, which is nice. You can change to a couple of different cameras, which is nice. And this is more of like a trailer aid setting. All right, that is pretty cool. And you push P to park. One more nice interesting feature on the inside of this dash, this digital gauge cluster, is this. If you turn on your blinker, you can actually have a camera come on and show your blind spot on either side, the right or the left. I think that's a great feature. I wish more vehicles had it. In the center here, you do get many buttons, but that is good. You get hard buttons for a lot of things you can control, such as your climate. You also get some nice little toggles here for your temperature and the climate, which I like. You do get dual zone auto climate control. And you get all your settings right there. Also above that, you do get a hard row of buttons along with some hard scroll knobs for your volume and seek settings. And inside of here, you do get a 10-inch-ish touchscreen. And you do get a pretty big touchscreen in here. There's something called quiet mode, which is nice. So you can actually only play audio in the front seats and quietly instead of waking up your rear passengers if someone were relaxing back there. So that's nice to have. Also in here, you have something called passenger talk. Similar to how Honda has done it, they have microphones up here, as you can probably hear a slight echo now. Whatever I am saying is being transmitted through any and all of the speakers all the way into the back, so you don't have to yell so much. Very nice. And also one more thing inside of here, inside of this infotainment system. If you swipe over here, you have sounds of nature. So these are preloaded sounds. You can listen to a lively forest, calm sea waves, rainy day, or a plethora of other settings. That's a very interesting touch, and I like it. Makes it feel homey if you ever want it to be in this car. Next to your shifter, you do get an auto stop start dedicated hard button, which I like because I personally dislike auto stop start. I think it causes a lot of wear on engines, but that's just my stance. You have auto hold here, your heated steering wheel, and your seat controls. So each of the 2 front seats are heated and cooled with 3 levels each. You do have parking sensor button. You can access your rear camera at any point if you so choose. And you also do get a hill descent control. You also do get a head-up display in here, so you can control that and any of its settings through the infotainment system. For the center armrest here, it is very well padded and pretty luxurious looking throughout the center here. It does have some nice white contrast stitching, as with most of the interior. And the dashboard, although this here is hard plastic, over here it resumes being well padded. Also, if you open up here, you can access your second cup holder, along with a bin over here, USB Type A, and you get a wireless charge pad in here. Down below, Down below your center stuff right there, you do get a 12-volt car charger, USB Type A, and a very large storage area for your stuff. And to open this box, you will push that button, and it's pretty deep in here with another small storage bin if you so choose to use it. It's pretty deep in there, pretty large. It is very nice to use. You have a storage cubby also above your glove box here, and if you open the glove box, it is well damped and pretty large, so that is very good. You do get that panoramic sunroof in here, so that is awesome. The front section will open or tilt if you so choose, and the rear stays closed but lets in lots of great natural light. And for the front seats themselves, they do have a lot of nice side bolstering. They look very luxurious with some quilted leather, and it's all perforated with tons and tons of contrast stitching. Down below, they have some decent thigh bolstering as well. They are very comfortable and easy to adjust. And let's have a look in the rear. Okay, so in the rear seat here, you do get privacy shades or peasant blockers, whichever you so choose to call them, so that is nice. Once again, it's plagued a little bit by some hard plastic right through here, and all through here is hard plastic on the door. I wish they had chosen to maybe use some accented colored plastic, but all this right here is just hard plastic. However, the rest is soft padded very well, and you get, once again, your Harman Kardon audio system, and you also do get heated seats back here. So these are, once again, leather trim seats. And they have 2 levels of heating, accessible on the door. For knee room here, I have tons and tons of room. This seat is almost as far back as it goes for the driver, and I still have lots of room. This is only a 2-row SUV, so that helps. You do get a full Alcantara liner, which is more apparent when you're sitting back here, which is very nice to have. And it also adorns the door pillars. These seats back here are also very comfortable, with some surprisingly good side bolstering, and they also have a good bit on the edge seats, at least, of an area for thigh bolstering. Feels good. Over here you do get your center vents in the back. Unfortunately, no controls back here. I'm a little surprised. I wish that it had some controls back here for the rear passengers, at least over the fan speed. You do get a full household port below there, along with 2 USB Type A ports. One minor surprise back here, there's a storage pouch here on the passenger rear seat, on the rear of the passenger seat, which you would expect, but there's actually not one in the driver's seat, so that's a little odd. For your center armrest here, you can pull that down like so, and it is very well padded, very simple, but it has room for 2, maybe 3 drinks if you have a smaller one. And headroom back here is great. I have tons and tons of headroom left. The windows are very big and easy to see out of. And let's have a look in the cargo area. Alright, so you do get a power lift gate in the Santa Fe. And the cargo area is actually massive back here. So you still once again have your Harman Kardon audio system and some nice tweeters up in the top. And you actually get a power fold second row. So on the left, I will demonstrate that. If you push this button, that will power fold down. And those headrests are up. Normally I would take those off and it would fold right to the floor. And below here you do have some nice Santa Fe mats, and then some extra storage cubbies in here, along with a power inflator and some inflator paste if you were to get a flat tire. There is actually a split in the floor over here. If you can see right here there's actually a split in this floor. So I really wonder if Hyundai was initially going to offer this in a 3-row, because typically there are not power second row folding right there. Usually that's for second and third row because it's labeled second. The Sorento, which is the Santa Fe's sister vehicle, actually does have 3-row seats as an option, and it's basically the same vehicle. And it's basically the same SUV, so I don't know. I guess Hyundai chose to make you buy the Palisade if you wanted 3 rows, which I have reviewed and I enjoyed greatly. And once again, to close this, you will push that button like so. Alright, so for my final thoughts on the Santa Fe Calligraphy top trim, I think it's very well upholstered and it has a lot of great features. It's a very nice family car, feels more luxurious than Hyundai has definitely in the past. They've been really hitting an upper market. They've been becoming very plush and nice cars to be in. The only main gripe I have is I wish it had a little bit better of a section here through each of the doors. I wish it wasn't hard plastic like that. And I also wish in the rear that maybe it had some controls, some temperature controls or fan speed controls for the rear passenger. But overall, I think this is a very plush, nice interior. It's very well upholstered, looks pretty good, and yeah, very intuitive and easy to use. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching. make sure to subscribe, and thank you again to Hyundai of Newport in Newport, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Thank you for watching, and take care.